All right, just a couple rolls later now. We just got our third Obverse 1954. I don't know how many more of these we can get before we finally get that San Francisco. Third time's a charm. 3, 2, 1. Yes! That is so cool. Hello everybody and welcome back to Coin Quest. Coin Quest, of course, is the series where I take $100 boxes of nickels like this one right here, go through the rolls in the boxes looking for interesting and valuable coins that I can use to fill in my collection books. So guys, season 1 of Coin Quest nickels is officially over. If you want to watch or rewatch all of those, I'll go ahead and put a link right here. But today we're going to be jumping into our second season of Coin Quest nickels. We have a brand new $100 box right here and I'm super excited to get into it. But before we do that, I want to give you a quick look at the collections to show you the progress that we made in the first season of Coin Quest nickels. Alright, so this is just a brief recap of what we were able to accomplish in season 1. These are the collections that we've been filling out. Jefferson nickels from 1938 through 2005, Buffalo nickels, which went from 1913 up through 1938, and then the Canadian nickels, and we are collecting here from 1965 up through 2012. So I'll just push these ones to the side. We'll take a look at the American book. This is what we were able to get in the first 8 boxes of nickels. So opening up to this first page, you can see that we have it a little bit over halfway filled out. These are the ones that we're going to be looking for in the second series for sure, because we have quite a few still missing on that page. Flipping over to the second page though, we only have 4 missing, and these are basically just the key date and semi-key date coins right here that are still missing on this page. And then if we keep flipping through the pages, you'll see that we have pretty much everything else completely filled out. Actually, in the nickel series, we have everything filled out right up to it looks like 2018 there. So we are still looking for those 2019 nickels, which I'm sure we'll have a very easy time of finding in these first rolls. Taking a look at the Buffalo nickel collection now, 1913 through 1938, you're going to see that we're missing quite a few here. We actually did get that first year coin, 1913 plain, but then flipping over here, you can see that we only have 1 coin on this page, 2 on this one, and then coming over to this last page, we only have a single coin on that. Alright, so coming over here to our Canadian collection, you can take a look here. We are still missing quite a few, and as you can see, we have a lot on that middle page, not too many on that first and third page. There's tons of improvement that we could be making in these collections. Now guys, I have quite a few boxes of nickels stored away right now, and I picked this one for the season opener for one reason and one reason only. This box right here has one of the highest concentrations of enders that I have ever seen in a nickel box, with total of 6 enders. Alright, so I'm going to start with the best ender we have here. It's going to be this 1941, and once again, the mint mark on this coin, which is actually going to determine its rarity, is going to be on the other side of the coin. So we'll find out what we have for a mint mark on that one. I believe that we'll be looking for the San Francisco mint mark on this particular coin, but you know, we'll see if we get it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one off of the right side over here. It's going to be the very rightmost ender, and guys, looking at that right there, that looks like it's already going to be old. But we'll go ahead and take a look at that one in a second. Oh, okay, so actually this is even better than I thought, guys. I thought it was going to be a 41, but it turns out it's going to be a 1947, which would be even a million times better if we can get a San Francisco on the back of this. I believe that would be a key date, maybe even a low mintage, maybe even a key date coin. So let's go ahead and flip this over and see what we get for a mint mark in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm not actually seeing a mint mark on this one. If we did see a mint mark, it would be on the right-hand side to the right of the Monticello there, but I'm not on that coin. So still a good find, though. 1947 doesn't come up too often. So we'll go ahead and go through the rest of these now and see if we can get any other old coins to show up for us. I'm already seeing one that has major potential. That one that we saw earlier on when we first opened the roll, it looks like it's just going to be a 69S, which isn't typically something I keep unless it's in really good shape. So we'll go ahead and keep looking through these, and I'm going to get over to here. It looks like this is definitely going to be an older coin right here. So 2 in a single roll already, and both from the 40s as well. So let's go ahead and flip this one over and see what we can get for a mint mark on this one. I think the S would be good here as well. So let's go ahead and see what we got. 3, 2, 1. All right, so another plain mint mark, no mint mark, which means that this was minted in Philadelphia, same as the 1947 that we got. So let's go ahead and keep looking here, getting down to the end of the roll at this point, but I think I see another 1940s coin right there, and it looks like we got 3 in a row, 1946 now. So let's go ahead and flip this one over and see as well. 3, 2, 1. Once again, a Philadelphia mint, so we get the 46, 47, and 48 Philadelphia. That's pretty cool. even though it's not exactly what we were looking for. I see something that looks a little older there, but I think it's going to be just a 67. All right, so I'll double check these coins in a second here, but I want to get into another one of these enders live. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these reverse Denver enders. And once again, remember that's going to be on that right side. So I'm going to open this one up here. And let's see if we're going to get a pre-1960s coin. We already know it's at least as old as 1964. And guys, honestly, before we do that, I'm looking at this one and I am liking the color on that coin. I'm going to pull this one out live here, and hopefully we can get a war nickel on this one. So let's go ahead and pull that one out right now and see if we're going to get it. Yes, we are, guys. Look at that. I don't know how long it's been since I was able to pull one of these out live. That is going to be a war nickel. And for those of you who are unaware, the war nickels were minted from 1942 up through 1945. They contain a different metal composition than your regular nickel. They actually have 35% silver in them, which makes them about $1 a piece in silver value alone. And we need quite a few of these in the collection, so I'm super happy to get that, especially out of the second roll. All right, let's go ahead and flip this one over and see what we're going to get for a date, guys. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, look at that. We got the 1942. I was expecting the 43 because the 43P is the one that comes up the most often. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the collection now because I'm actually not sure if we have the 42P or not in the collection. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to bring the collection on over here. And remember, guys, we got to look at that ender on the end of the roll because we still don't know if that's going to be anything for us either. All right, so it looks like we do have the 42 Philadelphia. So this one is just going to be an extra for us, but still definitely happy to have it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this ender now. So I'm going to move these coins out. Guys, I think this is going to be an absolutely amazing box just based on what we've already found. And it looks like we have a Canadian right there, which has a chance of going into our Canadian collection. So that's pretty cool as well. All right, so there is our Denver. Now let's go ahead and flip it over to the front side and see if we're going to get a pre-60s coin. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's just going to be a 1962, unfortunately. That is not something that we keep. However, I was looking at this Denver mint mark, and it looks like it might have a little bit of doubling on it, so I'm going to have to take a look at that one under the scope, because that would be really cool if we had a repunched mint mark on that Denver right there. So I'm going to still put that one to the side. We already got the war nickel out of this roll, which is just amazing to see. And now we have this Canadian right here, so let's go ahead and flip this one over and see what we get. Okay, so it's going to be a 1982. I'll have to check that one in the Canadian collection in just a second here to see if we need that one or not. But other than that, there's plenty more coins here, plenty more opportunities to find something older. But so far, I'm not really seeing anything. I see a 64 right there. It looks like we have another Denver reverse. So let's go ahead and flip that one over. Yeah, I didn't have too high hopes for it, so it didn't warrant a countdown there. I think we have another Denver reverse right here, actually. Let's see if we're going to get one on that one. Nope, just another 64. That's all right. So, guys, I think that is about it. I'm going to clean up this all these coins here, and then we'll go ahead and get into some of these other enders. See if we can get lucky on some of these reverse Denver enders. All right, so on to the next reverse D ender here. We're going to go ahead and open this one up and see what we can get out of it. It's going to be on that left side this time. I like to open them a certain way. I've kind of gotten stuck in my habits of how I open the rolls, and it's got to be a particular way. So, okay, let's see what we got here. It looks like the obverse is going to be showing already, and it's just going to be a 1960 this time around, which is just barely on the verge of what we would typically keep. I like to keep anything before 1960, but I don't keep the 1960s themselves. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and go through the rest of these now. Let's go ahead and see if we're going to get anything old out of here. I'm seeing nothing yet, but there's always potential in every single roll, and I'm always super excited. Every time I spread the nickels out, I'm hoping that I can see a Buffalo nickel, which, does come up from time to time. I think I get one in about, every 2 boxes or so, maybe every 3. But it doesn't look like there's going to be anything this time around. So we'll go ahead and get into the next one here. We have, once again, a reverse D ender. And these enders are a little bit tricky because, like I said, it does mean that they're at least as old as 64. But it turns out that those early 60s, the 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64 are pretty prevalent. So That definitely doesn't mean that it's going to be pre-60s, but it looks like this time we did get lucky. This one's actually going to end up being a 1959 Denver, and it's actually in pretty decent shape for being that old. So I am definitely happy with that one. We'll put that one to the side. It's not going to be going into the collection because it is still a pretty common coin, but I will definitely take it any day of the week. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through the rest of these just real briefly, and once again I remind you that I will check these a little bit later to make sure I didn't miss anything. Especially don't want to be missing those 2009s because they are easy to miss, but you definitely don't want to because they are pretty difficult to find, and always want to pull them out when you can. Alright, so that is it for that roll, just the 59 Denver on that one. We have one more reverse D-ender, and then we have another reverse, which doesn't have a Denver on it, so it may not even be as old as 1964, but I'm hoping that it is, and I'm hoping that it's even older, as you guys know. So let's go ahead and open this one up and take a look at the reverse D-ender here. It looks like it's just going to be a 1963 this time around, so we won't be holding on to that one. But I am seeing a lot of potential in this particular roll for some old coins. In particular, I'm looking at some of these older looking reverses. This one looks pretty good over here. I've already passed a couple that I thought might have been nice, but let's take a look at this one. I think that might be something. Let's go ahead and flip it over. Nope, just going to be a 1977. Sometimes you do get fooled by these coins, but you know, if we can find something, that would be just dandy. Alright, so I'm not seeing anything in this roll though, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and get into this last one live here, and then we'll just start turning the camera on when I find things that are actually interesting that I can show you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this last ender and see if we're going to get anything. It's going to be on that left side. Not seeing any color on this one like we had in that second roll, so there's not going to be any war nickels in here likely. Let's see what we got for this one though. I'm a little curious here. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's not even going to be 64. It's just a 1970. So we will be throwing that one back. Let's go ahead and open up the rest of the roll, guys. I got a good feeling about this one. Hopefully we can get something old out. That first roll was really crazy. We had 3 1940s coins in a single roll, and I don't think we've been able to get one since. But it looks like we just got our first 1953 out of the roll. So let's go ahead and flip this one over, and I'm going to take a look at the collection here, see if we need a 53. It looks like we don't, but we do need a 54. So let's see what we got here. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that's a good sign, guys. 1953S. That's what I was hoping for. Like I said, the San Franciscos are typically going to be more difficult to find, so I'm going to kind of rush through this roll here so that I can flip over this placemat to the backside, and we can take a look and see if that is going to be a key date or low mintage coin, because that would be very cool to get out of the first 6 rolls. Alright, so what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to just dump these onto the table because I do need to look at these one last time before putting them into the box. But I'm just going to flip over this placemat to the reverse side. I'm going to first check the key dates to see if we have 53S in the below 10 million minted area. It doesn't look like we do. But coming over here, guys, I do see 1953 San Francisco in the low mintage Jefferson nickel range. So we just got our first low mint coin out of just 6 rolls in the second season, guys. This second season is already treating us well. Let's go ahead and take another look at that coin right there. It's definitely in rough shape. It has some damage from, it looks like probably the coin rolling machine. Looks like it got caught on the end of it. But we see that nice little San Francisco mint mark there to the right of the Monticello. And if we flip it over here, we got the 1953. So that is an awesome find, guys. Couple that with the silver coin that we found, and looks like we're going to have a really good box here. So let's go ahead and keep looking, guys, and I will turn the camera back on when I find something good. Alright, so we have had super slow progress since opening those first few enders there. I think we've looked through 7 rolls, and this is literally all that we have to show for it so far. A 1984 and a 1985 Canadian, both of which didn't make it into the collection, but we did just find a really nice coin right here in this roll, almost all the way through it, and it's going to be a 1951. Now here's the thing about 1951, guys. I want to show you in the collection here. We actually somehow, by some stroke of luck, have all of these filled out already, so I'll show you this page. But basically the 49s, 50s and 51s are super difficult to find. And as you can see, we don't have either one of the 1950 or 50D, so we're still looking for those. But 51 is definitely one of those that you want to keep your eye out for, especially the 1951S. So hopefully we get that S here. Let's go ahead and flip this over to the back side and see what we're going to get in 3, 2, 1. All right, so it's just going to be the 1951 plane, but I will check that on the back of the placemat once again just to see if that makes it into the low mintage range or not. I believe most of the 51s do, but that may be one of the ones that doesn't actually get the spotlight of the 1950 or of the low mintage range. So let's go ahead and dump these now, and then flip this over to the back side and take a look right over here in this section. So we see key date 51S would be there, low mintage the 51 Denver, but the 51 plane doesn't make it onto either list. Either way though, we're definitely going to be pulling that one to the side and holding on to that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple more rolls, and then I will turn the camera back on once I find something good, and I'll show you guys what I'm getting. Alright, so I've done a couple rolls and I've had a little bit better luck, as you can see right here. It's kind of similar to the way that we started this box off. I was actually able to snag a 1946 plane. That's the second one so far, and then we also got a second 1947 plane, so it's still pretty cool to see. I like to see those come out. Now here's a nice little interesting coin that we have in this current roll. If you take a look here, you see that we have a pretty worn out 1954. We haven't revealed what's on the reverse of that coin though, and the reason that that might be interesting is because we actually still need the 1954S in the collection here. So if we get an S on this one, we will be putting a coin into the collection early out of this box, which would be an amazing thing for the first episode of season 2 of Coin Quest Nickels. So let's go ahead and see if we're going to get it, guys. I'm really hoping we do. 3, 2, 1. And there is no mint mark, unfortunately, so that one's just going to go into the extras, and we will keep looking. Hopefully we find that 1954S soon. Okay guys, just opened the very next roll, and I'm already seeing some nice coins right off the bat. Let's start right here. This is the first coin that I saw. This one is going to be a 1946. Let's go ahead and flip this one over and see if we're going to get a mint mark. 3, 2, 1. Nope, just another plain. We're getting so many plain coins out here, it's crazy. But I thought I might have seen some other old coins. It looks like this one definitely has a chance. I think, is that an S mint mark? Ooh, this might be an S mint mark, guys. No, I think that's just going to be a Denver, but I still think this is going to be pre-60s. So let's go ahead and flip it over here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Nice, 1957. I'll definitely take that one. It kind of looks like it's been in the ground, but I will still take it. And right next to it, it looks like we got a nice little freebie 1959 Denver right there. So that is 3 older coins out of 1 roll so far. Let's see if we're going to get 4. That would definitely be the record for this box, because the first one had 3 older coins in it, but we have not had one with 4 yet. Let's see if we're going to get another one out of this left side. But it's looking a little sketchy here, guys. I'm not really seeing anything that looks like it's going to be older. So I think that's going to be it for that roll. That was a nice roll, though. I was happy to have that one. Nice little boost there. I think we have about 30 rolls to go, so we'll go ahead and get into those and see if we can get something older. I'm hoping for like a Buffalo or something like that. So let's go ahead and see if we can find that. Alright, so it's been a few rolls now, and I was actually able to find something in the last roll that definitely wasn't expecting. I almost glossed over this coin entirely because it doesn't look too old just based on the surface shine on it. But it is a 1946, and when I flipped it over to the reverse, I actually saw a San Francisco mint mark, so that is really cool to see. This is actually, one of the easier San Franciscos to find, but basically every time you find a San Francisco, it is a good thing, so I will take that for sure. The reason I turned on the camera this time, though, is because right here you can see that we have yet again another 1954 obverse right there. So we're going to flip this over and see if we can get a San Francisco on this one. That's the coin that we're really looking for today, so let's see if we get it, guys. 3, 2, 1. Oh, man, I saw that. I thought it might have been a San Francisco, but it's just going to be the Denver, 1954 Denver. We do already have that one in the collection, so we will put that one to the side. Now let's see if we have any more in the last little bit of this roll. I see some coins that look older. That one did. It's a 64 though, so it's not going to be what we're looking for here. But, you know, I might be fooled again by another coin that looks newer and ends up being a nice old coin like that 46S. But it looks like I think that's going to be about it for that roll. So we'll go ahead and get on to the next one. All right, just a couple rolls later now, and I'm hoping that they are right when they say the third time's the charm, guys. We just got our third Obverse 1954. I don't know how many more of these we can get before we finally get that San Francisco, but this is our third one, so let's go ahead and flip this over, and hopefully we get it third time's the charm. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Yes, guys, we got the plane, we got the Denver, and now we finally got that San Francisco. That is so cool. Okay, let's take a look at this, guys. I think this is the latest hole in the book that is still unfilled. 1954 San Francisco. How cool is that? Now, like I said, this isn't a key date. It isn't a low mintage, but it is one that we needed in the collection, and we got it on the first episode of season 2. How cool is that? So look at that. Now we just completed all 5 of these bottom rows on this page, and then we have 3 coins in a row missing on this one. Now here's the thing, guys. I think the easiest one out of these to find is the 50, and then probably the 49S, because of course the 1950D is the key date of the Jefferson Nichols series. It's the lowest mintage that you could possibly find. I don't believe I've ever found one, but I'm hoping that we do in this series. I found several 1950s and maybe 1 or 2 49S's in the past, but never a 50D. Alright guys, so believe it or not, the very next roll actually had another coin that we need in the collection. This time it's going to come out of the Canadian coins here. So this is going to be going into our Canadian nickel collection. The year on it is 1993. We'll flip it over to the back side. We see the diadem obverse there. And let me just go ahead and show you that spot in the collection where that's going to be going in. So it's going to be right here. It looks like that coin is actually pretty easy to find at 86 million. But, you know, in the American coins, it's definitely going to be more difficult. Okay, so I know that we already got the 1954S into the collection. That's great. And as you guys saw, the third time was the charm. But that's making me wonder, what is the fourth time going to bring? I can't believe this, but it looks like about the 6th coin in off of the left side here, we just got another 1954 obverse showing, so we have another chance at that 1954S. Let's see if we get it now, just a few rolls later after getting the initial one. Let's see if we can get a second one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's just going to be the Denver this time, guys. As you saw earlier, that is the most common of the 3. So we will put that one to the side. All right, so I'm pretty excited about this next roll for a couple reasons. I'll show you right here. Number 1 is that we have another diadem Canadian obverse right there. And as you saw, we need quite a few of those still in the collection. You can see the diadem starts right here. And then I think it goes all the way up to right here. So there's a lot of missing spots right there that we might get. And then reason number 2, right here we have an obverse 1940. That's about as old as the Jeffersons come. So we'll put that one to the side, and then I'll show you right here. It looks like we need the 1940 Denver in the collection. So if we can get a Denver on that, that coin will be going into the collection. So let's take a look at that Canadian coin first. Let's go ahead and flip this one over and find out the date in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1997. And it looks like that is actually going to be going into the collection right there. The 1997 is going in, so that's our second Canadian on the box. It's definitely been a good one for Canadians. Now, let's see if we're going to go 2 for 2 here. We got the 1940 American, and as you guys know, the American coins are a lot harder to get into the collection because we have so many of them already in. So if we can get the 40D, this is going to be going into the collection. Let's see what we get in 3, 2, 1. It's just going to be the 1940 plain. A fairly common coin at that. I believe the 40D, we'll flip the placemat over in just a sec to check on it, but the 40D is definitely more difficult to find than the 40 plain. But let's see if we're going to get anything else out of here. Ooh, look at that, guys. We just got a 1958, and actually, let's see what the mint mark. Guys, that is a 1958 plain. Now, we don't need this one in the collection, but this actually does classify as a low mintage coin. I believe the mintage on these is just 18 million. So I think that might actually be the lowest mintage on the box so far. Always got to check your 1958s. If you get a plain, that's a low mintage coin right there. So I will be flipping the placemat over to show you that in just a second. We'll also be looking at that 1940 to see which of the 1940s make it into the key date and low mintage ranges. But let's see if we're going to get anything else out of this. This has definitely been a good roll so far with that Canadian as well as the 1958 and the 1940. So we'll go ahead and flip this over now. Let's take a look at these ranges here. So let's see, do we see the 40 anywhere? I actually don't see the 1940 in either one of these lists, so I couldn't tell you which one has a lower mintage than the other. But take a look at that. 1958 plain is in the low mintage Jefferson Nichols list right there. 1958. That is an awesome coin to pull out, and I will be putting that one next to our 1953 San Francisco, which was the other low mintage coin that we pulled out. So definitely a good box so far, guys. Like I said, we still have about 10 more rolls to go. I'll go ahead and let you know what we're finding as we keep going through this box. All right, guys, so we only have a few more rolls left in the box. I got some coins to show you, but first off, I want to show you this one because like I always say with the War Nickels, it's really fun to pull them out because you can see them almost always. You can see just based on the difference in the color, based on that difference in metal composition, when they're going to be coming out of the rolls. And you can see that we have a nice differently colored coin right there. It's a little bit darker gray. That's almost exactly the color that we want to look for. And I cheated a little bit on this one. I did pull it out to see that there is a mint mark on the back. So I'm going to pull this one out for you guys so you can see for yourself what we're going to get on this one. Now, I haven't looked at the date yet, but as you can see there, oops, dropped it there. As you can see there, like I was saying, we do have a Philadelphia mint mark, and we actually have some nice, I don't know what you would call that, just the weird differences in color all over this coin are very apparent. I really like the look of it though. It's almost like a wood grain. If you're familiar with the term wood grain in the pennies, it's almost like that, but for a nickel. But anyways, let's go ahead and flip this one over and see if we're going to find one that we need. It looks like the 1945 P is the only one that we need that has a P on it. So let's see if we get it here. Looking for that 1945. Let's see what we got, guys. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, very close, very close. 1944 is the date on that one, and it looks like we do already have that one in the collection. I'll go ahead and show you that now. So here is our War Nickel section here. This is pretty much the majority of the coins that we need left in this collection is going to be all War Nickels. I've been having a really hard time finding them, especially ones that we still need. So those are going to be kind of difficult, I think, to find. If we could get the 44D or 44S, that would have been great, but we got the 44P again, which is still great. That is definitely a nice one to pull out. It's better than the 43, which we get quite a bit of. So I will put that one next to the other War Nickel we found. It's great to find two in a single box, and it's been a long time since I've found two in a single box because typically I only get one, if any. All right, sorry about that sudden cut. I just basically had all of my equipment die on me. I got the phone on a charger now, but we're gonna press on here. We just have a few more rolls to go. I want to show you some stuff because I did hunt in the meantime, and I was gonna show you this anyway. So we got a ton of coins in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 rolls or so. I just showed you a 53 plain. This is a 57 plain, and then we also got a couple of Canadian coins. These ones didn't go into the collection though, 84 and 89. And then these were some of the more interesting ones. Well, first of all, we have a 41 plain, but then right here, I actually just found this. It's actually a 1941 San Francisco, which we don't need in the collection, unfortunately, but it's always cool to find a San Francisco, like I said earlier. Now, this one kind of struck me. I don't know what is going on with this coin. I can tell, at least I think I can tell, that it's a 1950 something. And if we flip over to this reverse, we see a Denver right there. I think it could be a 1951, at least that's what it looks like on first inspection. You guys let me know what you think. But 51 Denver, that is definitely a nice coin to be finding. So I'm going to flip over to the placemat after we go through this next roll here to see if that's going to be one of the low mintage range or something like that. But I did stop on this roll for a reason. First of all, I got my equipment back up and running, but this one actually, has it looks like it's going to be a penny in the roll, which means we've already lost 4 cents. The good news is this penny looks a little bit older. It looks like it could be possibly a wheat penny, which I think would actually be pretty cool to find in a nickel roll. So let's go ahead and pull this out and see if we're going to get something older. It looks like it's definitely going to be copper, but I can't tell if it's going to be a wheat penny or something like that. I already dropped it back into the roll. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so it definitely is copper. It's going to be 1974, but that's not going to be a wheat penny. It's just going to be a memorial penny. So we will put that one to the side. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of the roll, see if we're going to get anything else out of it. And then we'll take a closer look at that 1950 something. We think it's a 51 Denver. Looks like we're going to get a Canadian right there. I'm going to grab that one in just a second to see what we're going to get on that. Doesn't look like it's going to be a nickel variety, but I think it may be something we need. So 1989. Do we need the 89? Nope. It looks like we need the 91 is the closest that we need to that date. So that one is going to be put to the side for now. Let's go ahead and go through the rest here and see if we're going to get anything else out of here that we could possibly put into the collection, but I don't think we are. It looks like we have about 3 more rolls to go. So I will dump these now, and let's go ahead and flip over to the back side of the placemat here. And yep, as I suspected, we do have the 51 Denver in the low mintage range. So this actually is kind of important if we can figure out what that date is going to be. I'll try to get as good of a view of it here as I can. Actually, I have a scope here that I can use that we can take a look at this. So let's put this under the microscope here. Let's see if we can get that on the lens. And then... okay, there we go. That's a decent view. So it definitely looks like a 5, but aside from that, it's hard to say. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that one. That's about as good of a view as you can get. And then if we flip over to the reverse, you see that we definitely have a Denver there. So that's no question there. But is it a 51? If it's a 51 Denver, we got another low mintage coin on the box, which I think that makes our third. So I will put it up there for now. But other than that, guys, we have 3 more rolls to go through. Let's go ahead and go through those and see what else we can find. All right, guys, so those last few rolls didn't really have anything in them. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the wrap-up. So you can see that we have all of the coins that we found today laid out on the score sheet here. We're going to be using the Quin Coins official nickel coin roll hunting competition score sheet to tally up the points on the box based on how good a coin is. So we'll go ahead and start up here with the Jefferson nickels from the 50s. At 2 points apiece, we had 151, 53, 54, 57s, and 59s. So we had 11 of those, so that's going to be a total of 22 points right there. For the Jefferson nickels from the 40s, we got some pretty nice ones here. We got a 40, 41, 46, 47, and 48. So there were 9 of those times 4 points apiece. That's going to be 36 points right there. Coming down here, guys, we got a couple of war nickels, which was really nice to see. We were able to get the 42 and 44 Philadelphia at 10 points apiece. That's going to be an extra 20 points right there. And then actually, guys, there was one low mintage coin that I actually missed. It was the 46S. So that one did count for a low mintage coin. We actually ended up getting, if you count that 1951 Denver, we got 4 low mintage coins out of this box. So we got the 58 plain, the 46S, the 53S, and then what I believe to be the 51 Denver right there. Those are going to be worth 10 points a piece each, so that's going to be 40 extra points right there. And then, of course, we were able to get the 1954S into the collection today. That was an extra 2 points. And one more thing before I show you the total points on today's box, something that I didn't actually realize, that 1997 Canadian that went into the collection is by far the lowest mintage Canadian that we've found so far at just 27 million minted. You can take a look at the mintages of all of the other ones that we found so far. They are quite a bit higher than that 27 million. As you can see, I think we have a 42 million right there, but most of them are in, around that 70 to 100 million mintage figures. And this one is only 27, so that is a very nice find as far as Canadians go. So the total on today's box was 120 points, and guys, that is an absolutely amazing box. Some really nice coins came out of today's box, especially in those low mintage And then the war nickels, I think that's the bulk of the points right there, is those 6 coins. So guys, real quickly, as always, if you want to pick up one of these coin roll hunting nickels placemats to aid you in your nickel roll hunting, you can head on over to my website at quinscoins.com, and I'll be posting links down in the description below. Basically, you have all of the different types of coins that you can find across the front of the mat. Flipping it over to the back side, you see the point system that we use when we do coin roll hunting competitions, as well as just to rate the boxes like we did in today's episode. And as you saw, we also have the key date, low mintage, and low mintage buffalo nickel ranges, so that you can find out if your coin is in one of these ranges and figure out how rare it is and if it's rare or not. Once again, guys, you can find these on my website at quinscoins.com, and I'll be posting links down in the description below. But anyways, guys, that is going to pretty much do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching this first episode of the second season of Coin Quest Nickels. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because I post new videos like this every single week, always bringing you guys along with the hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next one.